Hey guys, I'm Christine and welcome back to Christine's Culinary Quest. Today I went a little more retro with my look with the big hair and the red lips because today we're talking about pickling.
I really like Lasted pickles, Dad.
Katie, do you want my pickle?
No, not if you're going to eat it.
Oh, okay.
Dad, when are you going to eat that pickle?
When am I going to eat this pickle right here?
Thanks, Dad.
If you're anything like me, you buy avocados, you mean to use them immediately, you just don't. And so you end up with these squishy, brown, shriveled up avocados that you end up having to throw away. And let's be honest, avocados are expensive, you guys, like lots of money. So we don't want to be spending money on avocados over and over and over again, especially if we're not going to be using them. So today I'm going to teach you how to pickle your avocados so that you can extend the time that you have to use those, and you'll have weeks, almost a month in some cases, depending on if you follow the recipe exactly or if you tweak it a bit.
Did you get the dill pickle?
Lucy, are you sure that you want to?
That's right.
So the recipe that I'm teaching y'all today is actually a recipe that I got from my mom. And my mom is one of those people who makes a recipe and then tweaks it and then tweaks it again and tweaks it every time that they make it. So it's always a little different, but today's version has Southwest spices in it just because we prefer to use ours for fajitas, quesadillas, all those things Mexican. But you can tweak yours however you want, Italian spices, whatever. And we're gonna show y'all how to make it two ways today. We're gonna show you how to make a pickling brine, and then we're going to show you how to use your pickling brine to make salad dressing, or instead of a dressing, you could use it as a marinade. So that's what we're gonna show y'all today. So let's go ahead and get started. So to get started on our brine, we'll go ahead and add all of our ingredients in the following proportions. For every 2 avocados you're going to pickle, add 1/2 cup distilled white vinegar, 1/2 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of coriander, ground coriander or coriander seeds both work, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of diced garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of mustard seeds or ground mustard, 1/4 teaspoon red pepper flakes, 1/2 teaspoon onion powder, 1 tablespoon of zest from a lime or lemon or the peel of an entire lime or lemon sliced, and 1/2 of a sliced jalapeno to add a bit of kick to your avocado brine if desired. Then heat the mixture on the stove to allow all the different powders, salt, and sugar to melt and mingle together. You'll need to allow the mixture to cool before adding it into a sealable container with your avocado later on. While you let it cool, go ahead and slice your avocados. Be sure to use ripe but not overripe avocados. They need to be soft enough that the skin has some give so that you'll be able to cut them, but not so ripe that they're already falling apart. They'll need to be able to hold together while sitting in the pickling brine. The brine will slow down the softening and ripening process, but the avocado will continue to soften while in the brine. To get started, first you'll cut your avocados in half before removing the seed and scooping out the flesh of the avocado as close as you can to the skin. Then cut the scooped avocado into thick slices and add them to a sealable container. Add 1/2 teaspoon of cilantro or 6 fresh cilantro sprigs based on your preference for dry or fresh cilantro, and 1/4 cup of olive oil for every 2 avocados that you'll be pickling in your brine in your container. Then mix it in with your avocados gently so as not to break up your avocados before pouring your pickling brine into the container over your slices. Be sure to only include enough brine to fully cover your avocados so you don't oversaturate the avocado slices. This will allow them to last longer. You don't have to use a jar to store your pickled avocados, so any sealable container you have will do. When considering ways to modify this recipe, remember the following. Use equal parts water to vinegar to maintain the proper pH level to kill bad bacteria while allowing good bacteria that are good for digestion to be cultivated in your brine and lessen the level of acidity and vinegar flavor. If you want to use apple cider vinegar in this recipe, use equal parts apple cider vinegar and white vinegar to prevent the apple cider from overwhelming the dish. This will allow you to get some of the health benefits from the apple cider vinegar while still getting a good tasting brine to use for pickling your avocado. If you don't mind the taste of raw onion, you can substitute 1/4 of a raw onion for each 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder. The onion will absorb the pickling instead of just flavoring the brine though. So make sure to consider that whenever you decide if you want to substitute raw onion or use powder. Be sure to test the recipe or any modified versions that you make on a small batch before using it in larger quantities to make sure that you tweak it to your particular taste. Other spices you can flavor your brine with include mint, peppercorn, bay leaves, basil. Basically, any herb could be used to spice your pickling brine, so feel free to get creative or try it out with your favorite spice blend. Before we move on to how to turn your brine into a dressing, let's take a brief pause and go over some jokes about pickling. Here we go. How do you know pickles love a good barbecue? They relish the moment. How do you make a hamburger smile? You pickle it gently. If you have a pickle problem, the best way is to just deal with it. What did the pickle say to his fans? I'm a big deal. That was the last one, you guys, I promise. Too much? And now, back to our regularly scheduled recipes. To use your brine to create a salad dressing, simply add more olive oil until you have the desired level of vinegar flavor you want in your dressing. The most commonly used ratio is 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. So you can either add 3/4 of a cup of olive oil to your brine once all the avocado slices are removed and shake it well, or add 1 1/2 teaspoons of olive oil for every 1 teaspoon of brine to create your dressing. If you decide to use the recipe to just make a dressing and not make a brine, you should remove the water from the recipe and add 1 1/2 cups of olive oil before shaking the mixture to combine the ingredients. Hey you guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, I'm thinking of doing videos related to this going forward, like how to make kimchi at home, uses for leftover pickling juice, different stuff like that. So if you find any of that interesting, go ahead and comment down below. I'm one of those people who really likes pickles, so I always end up with tons of extra pickling juice and throwing it away, and there's gotta be uses for that, right? So I'm going to be researching that going forward, and I will be setting up the Instagram and the Facebook page for this channel so that I can interact with y'all more, poll y'all, share pictures of different recipes I'm thinking of sharing with y'all, just get a better feel for what y'all are interested in, and I'll share that with y'all and see you in the next video. Okay, bye!